Hey loves, and welcome back to Dear Deasia. This is your space for healing, awakening, and rising, and I'm so grateful that you're here. This is episode 8 of the Awakening series titled 7 Boundaries Make Me Feel Like a Villain. Now, before we dive in, let's take a breath and reflect on how far we've come. We've moved through awakening, crying, detaching, softening, embodying, and learning to receive. You've released survival mode, faced your shadows, and learned how to be open to love again. Not just from others, but from yourself. And now we step into a season of truth. The season where you begin protecting your peace, not out of fear, but out of love. Because healing will make you softer, yes, but it'll also make you stronger. It'll give you the courage to finally say no without guilt, to walk away from what drains you, and to choose yourself even when it makes others uncomfortable. Excuse me, you guys. I am getting over a cold. Now, let's be real. Setting boundaries can make you feel like the villain, especially when you've been the healer, the giver, the strong one, the peacekeeper, the one who always says yes, even when your soul is screaming no. Shit, I used to be that person. As you can see, toxic family don't like when you finally choose yourself over them, and you start speaking your truth. But I won't be shut down. When you start saying no, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop shrinking just to keep other people comfortable, suddenly you're different. You're cold. You're acting funny. But the truth is, you're just honoring your energy now. And that guilt that you might feel when you set a boundary, that's not truth. That's conditioning. It's the echo of your identity. The version of you that believed love was something you had to earn by self-abandoning. And here's the truth I want you to remember. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors. And they don't shut people out. They just teach people how to come in. Now, when you start protecting your peace, your time, and your emotions, you're not being mean. You're being mindful. You're choosing alignment over approval. And that shift can be lonely. Because sometimes when you start honoring yourself, the dynamics that once made sense to start fall apart. Like the ones that made sense, they just start to fall apart. Friendships that thrived on your availability, relationships that relied on your silence, and environments that benefited from your burnout. All of them begin to shake like a bitch. And that's where the guilt hits hardest. Because you start to wonder if maybe you're being too much. And maybe you could have explained it softer. Or maybe you should have kept the fucking peace. But every time you thought that shit, remind yourself. Peace built on self-betrayal isn't peace. It's performance. Okay? So let's talk about the emotional part. Because it's real. That tight feeling in your chest when you say no, that's your nervous system unlearning decades of people pleasing. That discomfort is your freedom forming. You might cry and you might question yourself. Shit, you might even miss the damn people you fall away because of it. But you'll also start sleeping better. You'll feel lighter. You'll notice your peace returning. And eventually, you'll realize those people who truly love you never require you to shrink to be loved in the first place. Now, sometimes the guilt isn't about losing people. Ooh, I just touched this. I'm so sorry. It's about losing the version of yourself that was addicted to being needed. And you were so used to proving your worth through sacrifice that you forgot your worth existed without effort. But baby, this is where your healing expands. This is where you take your power back. Gently, firmly, and unapologetically. Now, boundaries are love in action. They protect your energy so you can keep showing up as your best self. They keep your heart safe without harming it. And they make sure your giving has balance. And that your peace has priority and your love has protection. And I want to say this clearly. You are not too much for wanting peace. You are not selfish for needing space. And you are not mean for saying no. You are healing. You are learning alignment. And you are loving yourself out loud. Now, there will be moments when you second guess yourself, moments when the silence after a boundary feels heavier than the chaos before it. But please remember, silence after truth is sacred. It's where your spirit breathes again, and it's where your power returns. And the truth is, the more you honor your boundaries, the more you'll start to attract people who do the same. And you'll realize that not everyone deserves access to you. And that's not pride, that's discernment. Now, not everyone who wants your energy deserves to have it. And that's okay, because as you rise, your energy becomes more intentional, and you'll start to crave depth over drama, and you'll start to crave peace over presence, and you'll start to crave mutual energy, not just one-sided connections that drain you. Boundaries teach people how to love you correctly. They remind the world that you are not available for disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistency. They remind you that you deserve reciprocity in energy, effort, and emotion. When you stop explaining yourself to people who committed to misunderstanding you, you free your energy for people who truly get you, the ones who meet your boundaries with love, not resistance. And here's something I learned personally. Sometimes the loudest form of self-respect is quiet distance. You don't have to defend your boundaries to everyone. Some people will only understand your worth once they lose access to the version of you that overgave. And now, that's not revenge, that's alignment. Because growth doesn't always come with closure. Sometimes peace is the closure. Boundaries aren't about control, they're about clarity. They teach the world how to treat you. They tell your energy what to allow. And every time you honor one, the universe celebrates you for choosing alignment over attachment. I know it's not easy, but I promise you, the peace that follows a boundary is worth every ounce of discomfort it took to set it. You deserve to feel safe in your connections. You deserve rest without guilt, and you deserve to exist without constantly explaining your worth. You're not the villain. You're the hero of your own story. But in some cases, we will be the villain in people's story. But you're learning to lead with truth instead of fear, love instead of obligation, and peace instead of people pleasing. And that is one of the most divine acts of self-love you'll ever experience. So be your own hero. This is Dear Deasia, a letter to you that's finally choosing peace, even if it means disappointing people who benefited from your silence. A letter to you that's realizing love does not require sacrifice, just truth. I love you all. I honor your courage, and I'll see you all in episode 9, where we step into the next phase, the self-worth era. It's time to rise higher, softer, and stronger than ever before. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.